going to cause a lot of damage around here. Day 14 already. Crikey, we're into the countdown. Should we guess, is this going to be? It's going to be a porter, I reckon. Let's see. I'm just going to feign surprise every day now. Oh, oops, try filming the actual what you're doing rather than the size of the box. I'm getting better at this. I've not caused quite as much. Hey, plum porter! Oh dear. More sellotape needed. Superb! What a pleasant surprise. It's the next, I tell you, I'm sorry. The next 9 days aren't going to be very interesting, guys, because I take these out in the morning, so it gets a day in the fridge to cool down and settle, because I think I'm a bit destructive every time I split the old box, and fuck it, get it in the fridge, come back later. This is the area that not a lot of people get to see. There's a reason for that, because it's usually so bloody untidy. But we've got a tumbling machine used for cleaning and polishing. We've got an ultrasonic cleaner, and we've got a solder station. And it's a solder station that I needed to use today. Now, underneath here this is where we polish all of the rings what I make. So up there's things like this little takeaway food container, which I keep just things like different soldering tips in and stuff and solder. And with that see, I knew I tidied it away somewhere safely. This is all my different lockpicking stuff. There's a massive jig there, picks, and there's a little practice padlock so that you can teach people how it all works with the followers in there. And I was looking for that the other day, and because when I bought this little, get out you fucker, this little pocket one, I thought this would be a handy one just for the boat type locks that people use, so padlocks and the L type locks. Why do I keep these? Of course, running a narrowboat concern, plenty of boaters find themselves in the rather, of course that's not all going to fit now, is it? I need a bigger box. Said the actress, never mind. Boaters have a habit, a rather annoying habit, of dropping their bits in the canal, and amongst those bits their keys. So over the years I have on a few occasions been called upon to open locks where they have not been able to retrieve their keys. You'll see a lot of boaters will always have on their key ring like a little ball of cork which is supposed to float in the water when your keys drop in. That might be alright for one key, but most boaters would tend to have, I don't know, like a bunch of keys like a jailer, and so as soon as they fall in the water, boom, they're gone forever. You sometimes use a magnet to get them out, doesn't always work. So lockpicks are an essential part of a boat business's booty. So now we need to get all the solder station out and start doing some soldering. It's not right nice weather out there, I'll tell you. I need to go to get some 3 core in order to wire the underback. I was going to use network cable, but I just don't think, it's just not good enough. So just some 3 core will do to take positive to 2 float switches. But I've got a delivery coming, so I can't go out because I'll miss the delivery. Mind you, one of them, I've got 2 deliveries, DHL and Herpes. Can pretty much bet that Herpes won't turn up. Anyway, so what I've done is I've adjusted my Valentine arm a little bit to put a another ball valve in here. And the reason for that is, save buggering about when I'm putting this on and lining it up, I can have this output, A for that way, idiot, that way for draining, but also for the Herms. Should I need to use the Herms? Well, of course I'll need to use the Herms because I haven't insulated it like a muppet. But then when I'm going to use it for the slow sparge, I'll just open that up and boom, into the underback. So I started doing odd little bits of wiring today. Got a couple bit more to do. I know some people have been desperate to get in my box, and too easy. Fucking hell. Anyway, I thought I ought to bite the bullet and give a little peek inside my control panel, which is kind of, yeah. Basically, this is the important part. That's the most important part. That shuts everything, absolutely everything down. Nothing in here has now got any power to it. And this is the wiring to the PIDs, switches and lights. And that's the one here that I'm going to swap out. So it's nice and easy to swap out. And then I need to run a wire going from there to the socket I'm about to put in here, which will then go out to the underback. So this will be a double switch when I've swapped it out. Makes sense? And it's not the tidiest, I will grant you, it is not the tidiest of jobs, but it is safe. And with great respect, Your Honour. That's all I fucking care about. Does it work? Is it safe? Is it pretty? Don't give a shit, because I'm not. Anyway, so that now is just waiting for deliveries. There's one delivery which is, there's 3 deliveries. Herpes, DHL and Amazon. Oh my god, I'm never going to get out. Right, so this was the important bit anyway. A more flexible Valentine arm. And I can't remember where we got to yesterday. There's I put an output, and I've managed to seal it so it don't leak on here. So we've got one switch down there. It's just waiting for the other one to arrive from Amazon today. That's it. I've shut my box. Hey, that was easy enough. So 2-position switch. Off, well, 3-position I suppose, isn't it really? On, underback, off. Have I wired it in the right way round? That bloody fan in the power supply. I mean, it doesn't need to have a fan because it doesn't really produce a whole lot of power. It's capable of producing something stupid like 30 amps. Anyway, let's have a look. Yes. And that way will be for the underback, which should also turn the light on as well. Haven't wired that bit in yet. Right, very nearly. When I've got that switch, I can finish doing that. When I've got the 3-core, I want just something like 3 amp, tiny little 3-core, just to wire that all in. Put the socket in the back. The relay's ready to go. Oh, exciting, isn't it? While I'm waiting for various deliveries, I thought I'd just revisit this whole filtering thing. So I've got switchable 2 bazookas. Can't beat a nice pair of bazookas. Isn't that right? You just can't. You can't resist it, can you? Just honestly, your mind is like, oh, by the way, thank you. This is, along with, what more could anyone ask for Christmas? So anyway, yes, revisiting this this switchable filtration. The key to this whole thing was finding these, but I didn't. Clive Sillis did. Norfolk Hillbilly on YouTube is Clive's channel, and just a tip really is anything he buys, buy. But that was a true find, because prior to that I was using just this tri-clamp fitting, what I then tapped out. Well, I didn't, I had it tapped out to take the bazooka and then just put a cam lock on the bottom. But for this now, this is what a perfect solution. Right, I need 2 hands to do all that up. So T-way here, reason for that is flushing through first with boiling water to clean everything, but then you could either send it to this way, in which case it would come down here, and I would then move this that way. Yeah, and vice versa, and versa. And the reason that I've gone for these elbows is so that I can just easily take that off if it gets blocked, and then replace it or clean it and put it back on. Probably clean it and back on, because I don't really want to have too many of these sort of like spare. What are you talking about? Of course you'll have too many of those spare. That's what you do. And yeah, I think we have the beginning of a plan. I know, how OCD is this? Right, they're not even tightened up, don't panic. This is only a mock-up. So there we have that. So that's the sight glass as it comes off the copper. What I am going to do, these are not the valves that will be going on here. I've got some full bore 38mm, was it 1.5 inch 38mm, something like that, ball valves going here and there, but they are somewhere between here and Shanghai, I should imagine. But that's the theory for the removable filter system coming out of the copper. So essentially that sight glass there will be sort of there, but all this will be kind of replaced with tri-clamps. It's really going to be for the main kit when the 100 litre kit is done. And what I am going to have to do is build a support for it, because that's a lot of weight coming off one tank connector, bulkhead connector. So I'll build a support so that it will sit on a supported support before, you're talking bollocks again, before going into pump. And that, we're getting there, look. So that's not bad today. If we get a delivery, I'll be able to finish this. But it's not looking very likely at the moment, is it? I'm glad I put this extra ball valve on the Valentine, because it does mean I can completely isolate that. I was just hoping that I'd be able to do it via gravity, but don't want to run the risk. Why bother? It's, you know, it's not necessary to run that sort of risk. Yes. Phew. I wonder if we're going to get much else done today. Still waiting for a delivery. Why is that on so high? It's better. Now, in my wildest dreams, I have easy access to a pair of what are called helping hands, which are like little crocodile clips that hold stuff as you're soldering it or whatever. Can I find them? Can I fuck? But there's this beautiful little vise. This used to be Simon's granddad's. People who don't know Simon, who on earth could not know Simon? The Duracell Kid, as we call him. And so I've just been using this in place of helping hands, and it's worked a treat. Well done. Now, one of the things to remember when putting one of these plugs on is to put the cover on the wire before you solder it. Too many years of not remembering. too many embarrassing years of not remembering to do that. I has done it. So now I'm going to run the shrink wrap down, several bits of shrink wrap, and the reason for that is to build up around here so that the clamp on there clamps on to it. I still might even have to use a little bit of insulation tape, but it's just to release like a strain relief. And this is quite thin. This is doorbell and speakerphone and door activator wire, and it's 0.6 mil, so that's perfect for this job, carrying 12 volt between the underback and the control panel. It eventually arrived, so we now have 2 float switches. That one's dented, doesn't matter. Hopefully it won't affect it working. I've wired them in. Ooh. We have the wire coming from. Relay ready. Plug on. I had to use quite a lot more insulation tape so I could get a grip on that. Don't look at that soldering. So we're ready. We have the bottom, let's do on top, and this goes on that switch that I put in earlier. Get it away. And that is the power to the underback. Hey, like I said before, neutrals don't matter. I haven't got time to finish it off today. How crap is that? So we're going to have to wait until tomorrow to see if it works. But what we have got to do is this. Oh yes, it's that time. But I fancied this. The plum porter is a lush drink. It's not an evening starter. It's going to be one. That's an after dinner. It's like a pudding in its own right. It's so full. So I'm starting tonight with this little beauty. Ooh, would you look at that? Oh, that is lovely. Right, that's it for today, boys and girls. Oh dear. So some bits done, some bits not done, some bits nearly almost ready to be done and finished tomorrow. If you like this rubbish, please click the thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It'll be lovely having you. And click the bell, the vibrating bell. That will tell you next time I post some of this complete twaddle. Right, I think, do you know what? I think I might just have that as a thumbnail. I'm not sure. I might do, I might not. Oh dear, I'm in two minds. Good night.